Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Zeno. In this video I'm going to cover the best locations to train in on MASCHINE and the most useful tactics for high round. I'm not covering every single one, but the ones I found most effective. Now this video's target audience is solos, duos, trios and quads. I've got 5 locations here for you that you can use, and I know the game is pretty old, but I have noticed a lot of people coming back to Cold War, so hopefully this video helps a few of you out. I will cover other maps shortly. I'm sorry for the bad microphone quality. I couldn't find a wire for my Yeti, but soon I shall have one ordered, and without further ado, let's get into the skills you should upgrade.
Starting off, we're going to be running Frenzied Guard. It allows you to regenerate your armor by damaging enemies. All of the damage you receive will be taken by the armor, and having this in tier 5 is amazing for training and boss encounters. Moving on to the perks, you want to ensure you have some of these perks upgraded for the best training experience. The most crucial of the perks, however, are Jug tier 4. It increases your max health by 100 and armor durability by 25%. Deadshot tier 5 is going to make our boss encounters easier by dealing up to 20% more damage to the boss, increasing by 2% on each consecutive hit. Mule Kick tier 4, this is an insane perk that grants us an additional equipment when we craft it, meaning for 1500 scrap we will receive 2 Casimir Tactical. We also receive 25% chance to keep those Casimirs when used with tier 4, which is absolutely insane, and I'll show this off in a video. Death Perception tier 3 allows us to gain an extra 20% salvage upon killing enemies. PhD Slider tier 4 will help us in moving around faster with slides and give us immunity to self-inflicted explosive damage. For those rounds past 55, Stamina Up tier 5, which will increase our movement speed, remove sprint speed, fall off, and allow us to use equipment while sprinting. And a Quick Revive tier 2, it reduces the delay before health starts regenerating by 50%, which is crucial in those high rounds as zombies will deal a lot more damage. Shatter Blast tier 5 is the best ammo mod, letting us wipe out our train in one shot. Essentially, this upgrade turns our weapon into a sort of wonder weapon. With all the upgrades covered, let's get into the first location where we can train at. The first location I'll be covering is the Yard. In my opinion, this is by far the best location to train at. We have a lot of room for mistakes here, a crafting bench and a convenient staircase down to pack-a-punch and armor upgrades. I would say if you're a beginner and you're playing with friends, this is the location that you should be taking in your group. With a lot of room for mistakes, even a person completely new to the game can pull it off. If you're solo, however, I still recommend going for this room as it's by far the easiest location. Training and the crafting bench being here makes this location superior to all the other ones, and I will show you. To train here, we'll be mostly using the space I show you in the video. With all the perks mentioned, you'll have a lot of time to learn how to train, and again, there is a lot of room for mistakes here. With all the locations, I'll also cover how to deal with the specials Megatons that show up on MASCHINE. Megatons spawn 2 rounds after the Pack-a-Punch has been built, or on wave 15 if the power has not been restored. After this, they'll spawn around every 3 rounds, but not always, and once the big boy spawns, what you want to do is continue to train in the zombies and keep damaging him until he splits. Now with the amount of space available, it is not necessary to use any Casimir grenades or your field upgrade, however this will help out a lot if you're a beginner or on those high rounds. Now once the Megaton splits, I recommend using a chopper gunner to eliminate his stage 2 form. Not opening the door close to us allows us to easily eliminate him from the chopper gunner, as he's got barely any time to reach the building to hide in. Keep in mind that using a Casimir and chopper gunner is recommended for those higher rounds once you've acquired a fair amount of scrap. Using Death Perceptions tier 3 will allow us to acquire a ton of scrap, and after a while, we'll have so much of it that we will be able to pull off some easy round skips. These round skips are not necessarily effective, but they're a lot of fun. I'll show this off at the end of the video. Location 2 is the crash site. This little area that I'm showing off is a really easy training location. It also offers a large amount of space and has multiple exits in case you get stuck, allowing for a variety in training. With a convenient ammo cache, you cannot go wrong with this spot. If things however do end up going south, you have your field upgrade Frenzied Guard that will allow for a second chance. If you're a beginner however, and do end up needing that third option because you got stuck again, you can use a chopper gunner to avoid death. For the Megaton, we'll be using the same method as location 1. Continue training your zombies, damaging the Megaton until he splits. Once he does, you can use the chopper gunner to eliminate him. You can also use Casimirs to slow down zombies or your field upgrade to deal with him. However, with the amount of excess scrap we'll have at these later points, you can just eliminate him faster with a chopper gunner. Location 3 is in the weapons lab. This may be a controversial spot to train in, but I left it in the video for the higher skilled players. If you're playing with your newbie friends, you may as well let them have the easier spots and use the weapon lab as yours. Excluding the Pack-a-Punch room, this is the hardest spot to train in, and you'll want to make sure to leave a zombie at the end if you've used all of your utility. Casimir grenades and Frenzied Guard will play the most important roles in this location. as if you get stuck, that is how you'll be avoiding a down. For the Megatons, you'll be wanting to chuck a Casimir once you've spotted one, and in this time, you're going to want to spam the hell out of that big boy. Wait for the Casimir to be over so that you can allow a split and chuck another one to eliminate his final form. Alternatively, you can use Frenzied Guard to slow down the enemies and take him out easily. Since we won't be able to use a chopper gunner efficiently in this area, I recommend using the War Machine, as it deals infinite damage to zombies and will help you get out of those sticky situations. Location 4 is at the pond next to Quick Revive, or the exfil location. This spot is a little easier than the previous as it offers more space to work with and even an emergency exit through the portal. You'll want to train the zombies in between the rocks shown on the video, and in case there's no way through, you'll be going around the rocks. You'll want to be careful if you're going around these rocks as the train can split and cause some trouble. If a problem occurs, you'll want to either pop a Casimir, Chopper Gunner or Frenzied Guard for guaranteed safety. For the Megatons, you'll be ideally using the tactic from location 1 or 2, but in emergencies, location 3. If you don't open the door to the cave, and as you can see in the video, I accidentally did, it'll be much easier to wipe out the Megaton with a Chopper Gunner. And it will even be easier training as there won't be any zombies pathing from there. It'll also grant you an emergency exit in case you get into a sticky situation. Location 5 is again at the crash site, but it's up the hill a little bit from the previous spot. If you're playing co-op, you might want to avoid both training here, as you may accidentally kill each other at times by merging trains. It will also block escape routes for the other player. To be quite honest with you, this one's not my favourite, but it does work. If you're a new player, however, I would pick other locations over this one, as it may be a bit overwhelming with the space you have to work with. For the Megatons, you'll be using the same tactic from location 1, 2 and 4, and in emergencies of course 3. What you can actually do in this location is if you're playing solo around here, you can merge location 5, 2 and 4 together, train around all of the areas. It won't be the most effective way to train, however you can always do this in case you need an emergency exit. I realised I forgot to mention what Casimir grenades are. For the new players, an LT-53 Casimir is a piece of tactical equipment. When thrown, it creates a small singularity that will slowly pull all the zombies that are present on the map towards it, killing them upon impact. A player can also walk into the black hole and it will teleport the player to a random location. These can be crafted for 1500 scrap. Using the tactics shown on the video, you'll be generating a lot of scrap after a few rounds. Now with all of this excess scrap, we can't let it go to waste, and here's where Mule Kick comes in. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, Mule Kick Tier 4 allows us to gain an additional equipment when crafted, and gives us a whopping 25% chance for the equipment to stay in our inventory once used. I can't stress enough how useful this is for high round skips. As you can see in the video, at the beginning of the round, I'm allowing the initial zombies to enter the map, and then chucking a Casimir on the ground. I go through all of my Casimir grenades, one after the other, and craft new ones once all of them are depleted, and I repeat the cycle to skip a whole round. What you can also do is mix it up a little bit, and use a Chopper Gunner once you've run out of Casimir grenades, and this will ensure you use both low grade and high grade scrap, and it'll be the most effective way to skip high rounds. Once you are happy with the round you've reached, you'll want to exfil out the map. If you don't have any previous experience in high round exfil, I recommend running 2 Casimirs and a Chopper Gunner. As you can see in the video, I make my way out without killing any zombies to the exfil point. This will start a zombie counter once you reach the point, and it will force you to eliminate a certain amount of zombies before the chopper lands, plus specials. Now once the zombie counter appears, chuck your first Casimir, start eliminating the Megaton as usual. I'd also like to mention that you can use any weapon of your choice, any of these locations, as the Pack-a-Punch Tier 3 and Shatter Blast will be highly effective even on high rounds. So I'd like to thank you for watching to the end of the video. In the future, I may work on the camping locations, as camping is an effective way to high rounds on Cold War, unlike other COD games. If you have any tactics and locations of your own that I haven't talked about, feel free to let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to reply with my own 2 cents. I'm currently working on figuring out Firebase Z for a future video. I'm looking forward to creating more content, and if you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe to not miss out on future videos. Once again, thank you for sticking to the end. My name is Zeno, it's been a pleasure, you're a legend, see you in the next one.